Yema obibi akwa about the Smart Ghana update so we a news update for cry de ba besom. Abusua Agyapadeɛ Book no ene Nana Akomea MPP panyin pa baako wone Okudzeto ablakpa edisiani ewo live TV ewo ho. Ni nyina ne se Nana Akomea pese o kire se author of the book no eye Okudzeto ablakpa. Na Okudzeto ablakpa nso pese o kire se book na Nana Akomea ka no ono onfa na ni kura sei ehu da na flyers keke na wahunu abonten a amanfo e de ahye so e ma ne credit se ono Okudzeto ablakpa no ono e de tire book no enso so Nana Akomea e insist se ohwe star nipa kro no fa so e de tire book no ene donation ene nyomonyomo bi e wo book no mu a bibi edi adanse se Okudzeto ablakpa se ne amanfo nim no se eya wo de documents ne confidential information na ba abonten no eye wono ene twiro se book no abusua ene e pani behwe ono so se onte ase kra a chese okire mu a se wo de Agyapadeɛ Book no ene nyoma ewom ni bibia e to nchen po a wo se wo de wani to fom din a bibia ni honom a ebeka kire wo se enyoma ewo book no mu no without the book no kra no esisimpo dada a chese bibia e di adanse se twi adeje omota aka no kokofu bọọbọ no enoa ena ekoso a chese wunu animu a enya de se ubenya bi abo abusua mempesa mekasa bewa mepese ebeko ne akwa kotie Nana Akomea ene Okudzeto ablakpa so mo de asiani e wo Agyapadeɛ Book no
now to be very honest with you very honest and God is my witness, I haven't seen this Agyapadeɛ document. I haven't.
Sorry, you are not one of the authors.
I've seen flyers all over the place. They're giving me credit as one.
Can you swear on your heart that you are not one of the authors?
I don't know about this doc. I've never seen it.
When you look at some of the writings, the style is...
Please.
Nana, please.
I mean, and you know, to think that suddenly our friends in the MPP will give me so much credit, that Akufo-Addo is implementing, what... Because I've been told that things in the Agyapadeɛ document are being implemented on a daily basis, and that what was put out before the 2016 election has largely been implemented. That they predicted even the collapse of the banks, they targeted people like...
or is it that those things were added to the document after they happened?
I don't know about... Because I haven't seen the document, But you see, my very sincere submission on this matter is that we don't need any document to tell us that what has transpired in this country over the last 7.5 years has been total state capture, a government by the few for the few. Even my good friend Nana Akomea, who is an Achim, is not in the inner circles. This is real kokofu football. I mean, inner circle anymore. If you are not in the kitchen, you're passive. Clear kokofu. When I heard that adage, I never knew it can be so practical and literal till Akufo-Addo became president. Even my good friend here, Nana Akomea, Anachim, is an outsider. He's not in the inner circles. Because this is not what he deserves. Which
is the inner circle? I don't understand it.
And you know the work I have done in this country. The work I have done in looking at contracts, public transactions, and how our resources have been shared amongst a few. State capture. Look, from National Cathedral, from the presidential jet travels to this current ambulance scandal. If you look at the modus operandi, single-sourced, hurriedly formed companies, no track record, no experience, and you see that there's always a relation. If it's not a baby daddy, it is a family member, it is close-knit. This is not a government for everybody. So when there is talk of Agyapadeɛ and that our resources are not being shared equitably, this is not a government for all by all, but just a few, a family clique. The evidence is so overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Look, when did we ever have architects, the Institute of Architects, issue a statement and say that, look, now we are tired, we beg you. We have been in this country working for years. Why is it that all the architectural consultancies is going to the president's friend, Gabi's right-hand man? Why? Ajayi and Associates. And so for National Cathedral alone, he's received payments in excess of 32 million Ghana cedis. Inflationary pricing. He alone, Bank of Ghana, National Cathedral, Parliament Chamber, Marine Drive, La Trade Fair, Agenda 111. Architects in our country issued a statement. And it cuts across all over. The state capture lands, and they are just looting like there's no tomorrow. Their own members, you heard Canadian Japan, they are looting like there's no tomorrow. And it's just, a select few. So I have never bothered to read that Agyapadeɛ document because I don't need the document. Because the work I have done as part of my parliamentary oversight, and a few days ago I put out just 10 has saved this country 1.3 billion. Half of what we've gone to the IMF for, which will have ended up in pockets, but for our oversight duties. So, look, what is clear is that whole Agyapadeɛ philosophy is being implemented. And that's what we must worry about, not who is claiming to be Nostradamus and putting these things, if you like, in a document.
Okay. Nana, much as, your party has denied this document and its veracity, seems a little bit close to home when you look at some of the events that have occurred in the tenure of President Akufo-Addo. Plus, this idea that a few people are, around the kitchen table making all the decisions. This is not the first time it's come up. Nana, you are in
more objective. Now, this is Agyapadeɛ thing. I think this is the third version. I have the versions here. If you, and I'm sure you've seen.
I've heard of it 3 times, and I have seen the third version.
Yes, but you haven't seen the first one.
No,
the first one is here. They titled it the Achim Mafia Plan. They titled it. Then after this syndication of the mineral royalties and so on, they revised it and then called it the Agyapadeɛ. But the original one was called the Achim Mafia Plan. There was 13 pages, and then the Agyapadeɛ one, which was a revision, that's 39 pages. So they look at events that have happened, like you said, and then they revise it, and so they are playing like what these prophets do. The thing happens. There is we prophesied it. It's a joke, and that has been the stock in trade of the NDC.
NDC.
Yes. That's been their stock in
trade.
But
how do you remember evidence from the NDC?
No, because I'm going to give you the trail. You remember these people? They said Akufo-Addo was going to make the Ochihini the biggest chief or king in Ghana.
Yeah, who said that?
You people. They said Kufuor.
Who in particular?
They said I'll check it for you. They said Kufuor had stolen the gold bars and the Bank of Ghana, and he's made some of them into chains. They even gave Kufuor a nickname. You know the nickname they gave Kufuor? 50 cents.
No, but they were because of the national awards. You remember, so he's the only president in history to award himself. So that's where it comes from.
They said that he had stolen all the gold.
See, Nana always distorting history.
One second.
Always.
When they went to Parliament and they asked them that, but you said Kufuor has stolen. They published a paper with the bank accounts. Unfortunately, my name was not in it, but they published it with bank accounts. If bank account branch of NPP people. And circulated with the amounts in there.
I remember all these stories.
It's their stock.
But how do you know it was the NDC?
Because it's the NDC who, when they went to Parliament and they were confronted that all these things that people had said, where's the evidence? They said, oh, please forgive us. So it's their stock in trade. They like, look, they will say, they come and campaign in my constituency. And they will say, oh, these are Achim people. This young man is Achim. He will take the seat to Kumasi or take the seat to Chebi. And they openly go to the coastal areas and campaign and tell the people that if you vote for these people, they'll take the seat to Kumasi, they'll take the seat to Achim. So it's their stock in trade, propaganda. But until recently, they had the propaganda as one of their national officers. So let's not be distracted. And then this business of state capture and state capture. Look, if there are things that do not go well, or we feel there are problems, let's deal with it. Let's not give them names. Do you know when this business of family and friends came to be part of our political literature? It was used to describe the John Mahama government, family and friends. That this is a government of family and friends, and they wouldn't allow anybody else to come in. And you know who coined the term family and friends to describe the John Mahama government? The current Speaker of Parliament. So, yes.
Is that why the MPP is doing the same thing?
So that's why you've taken it to another level.
No, I'm saying that if there are issues that you believe can be done better, let's deal with the issues. This business, Samuel Okudzeto came here and said some lands have been sold, and there were examples. He termed the state capture. Then it turned out that many of these lands were actually given out when his government was in office, and he was a minister, deputy minister or so. When you said some land at Parks and Gardens here, you were told that no, this land was given out in 2015.
The local government and
you had
that the people had no proof.
Yes, but the land was given out.
They were thrown out.
No, the land was given out in 2015 when you were in office. So this business of state capture and all of that is not necessary. If you believe there's some wrongdoing,
it's very
point
necessary.
it out.
We are losing Achimota Forest. We
But
are
I'm
losing
saying
the
to
Teshi
you,
shooting range. We are losing the
But in
Parks and
your-
Gardens line.
Nana has just 1 minute to conclude.
Look, as we speak,
It's real.
What
W.B.
is
Du
real?
Bois Center. Are you aware it's been transferred for 50 years?
where is
There's
it?
a transfer agreement.
But the minister came here and said that what you're saying is not true.
Because he doesn't know that the foreign minister they attended
Really?
on the
Okay.
22nd
These are
of
other
September
issues.
2023.
Nana,
So what
Signed
I'm-
a transfer
what I'm-
agreement.
yes,
30
what I'm
seconds to
saying
wrap
is-
it up.
What I'm saying is, this business about Agyapadeɛ is just the usual stock in trade of the NDC. They've concocted these stories from day one. They say these people will take the sea to Kumasi, these people will do this, these people stealing the gold bars, these people, it's all kinds of stuff. And it's something they sit down as part of their political strategy to plan. And so you look at this Agyapadeɛ document, there was an earlier version I showed you. And then there's a second version. So they go when they review, and then they edit, and then they put it out. And then they say, oh yeah, somebody has been moved from here, and then they put it in the new version, the revised version.
Right.
A Ghanaian should not worry themselves with my conclusion is that this business of Akufo-Addo talking about Founders Day and so on, they say he should talk about the economy and so on. Why? Does it mean that Akufo-Addo, because he spoke about, in fact, after that day, he hasn't spoken about it again? So, to try and
He
give,
justified his comments
He justified the
at
next
a
day.
subsequent event.
Yeah,
yes, and he said he wasn't going to speak about it again.
very encouraging.
So, this business of Akufo-Addo doesn't care about the people of Ghana and whatever be is not true.
Okay.
I mean, you speak about the economy, you've spoken about the economy, and you speak about other things.
Okay.
Get away from that propaganda.
Thank you.